How I started wrestling?
Yeah.
Wrestling kind of runs in the family a little bit. My mom, two of her brothers wrestled, and one wrestled here in college when he was, 20, 21, 22. I was 3, 4, 5. I mean, I still vividly remember going to, different places all around the country watching my uncle wrestle. It just became something that we would do around the house. I would wrestle with my dad, brother, uncles. So then when I was old enough, I started wrestling and kind of became my favorite sport pretty quickly. Coaches reached out to me, wanted me to, at least come look at the school. So I came and I knew right away I wanted to be here. I probably didn't even need to come on a visit. I would have been here.
John Keegan Shaw is a very unique fellow. He is intelligence and IQ off the charts. He's street smart. Has humor. He can interact. But he also can be sitting in the corner. You don't know he's there, but he's taking it all in. He's got a big smirk on his face. So he's a popular guy. He's also a TA, teacher's assistant. And who does that?
Looks like we're still missing a couple, but we'll get going for today.
So I came in with a lot of college credits, and so what I decided to do was I graduated after my 3rd year. I'm about to finish my 3rd semester of my master's finance degree.
The Fed does that to encourage banks to use the Fed as a lender of last resort.
After my 1st semester, they reached out and asked if I wanted to be a teaching assistant, so a TA for a class, and I kind of looked at it. I was like, that's kind of funny. But I replied to the email. I was like, yeah, I'll look into it. So she sent me some more details, and I started thinking, dang, I could actually I could do this.
Fed rarely changes reserve requirements. Sydney.
So I'm a teaching assistant for macroeconomics, 3 discussion sections a week.
Any questions on the true false?
It's been good. Definitely at the beginning it was challenging. That's been a learning curve, kind of seeing how kids respond to different methods and such. So.
By the Fed to control the money supply.
I didn't know if I'd ever get into the lineup or even put on an Iowa singlet, but I remember we were having a team meeting and Terry came up to me and asked me what my weight was. I had no idea why he had asked me, and then I realized that Bowman wasn't planning on going that week, and we didn't really have anyone else at 74. It was either give me an opportunity or forfeit the weight, and I wasn't going to let that opportunity go to waste.
Mitch Bowman not getting the nod tonight.
All right, here comes Keegan Shaw.
We needed him. He stepped in, and he had success. And a lot of times when you need guys and they step in, it's like just to fill the weight and hope that they can hold their own so the bonus points don't get too far out of hand. Hey, just manage the weight class, stud. And with him, it was, he puts his signature on it. Let's put it that way.
Shaw gets his legs back, comes all the way around, in on a shot of his own, then it gets a 2-point takedown. Great wrestling right there by Keegan Shaw.
And I just really think I was really ready to go. I've been waiting for that opportunity for so long that when it finally came, I was so ready to go.
3-shot and a pancake, go behind for 2.
Keegan Shaw whipped him, hit a whip over so hard.
I won that match, and then 2 days later I got to go wrestle Johnny Sebastian at Northwestern. Johnny Sebastian's a tough opponent. It's almost like a David versus Goliath is how I kind of looked at it. He's big, he's 2 weights above me, he's big for the weight. I'm like a 157 pounder, I'm going 74. He's this top 20 ranked guy, and I'm 3rd or 4th string guy down 2 weights.
Gets behind him, he's got
Pick him up, put him down! Pick him up! 2!
Does.
Yes!
I remember I just looked at the corner and Terry just pointed at me. And, I could see it in his face that, I was out there to battle. And I knew in my head that I was going to win that match right at that point. That's all I needed was that finger.
And Keegan Shaw with a .4 riding time is going to win 11-6.
That's a big win for Keegan Shaw.
Next week I had Nebraska, so I would have wrestled Mikey Labriola. I think he was a top 10 guy at that time, All-American last year.
You know, that was a big duel, and at the time of his match, that dual meet didn't start at 125, so that was early in the duel.
First period, you know, I wrestled tough, not great, but tough. Second period, I go out there and I sustained a major injury.
Shaw able to fight off that shot. Oh, he gets taken down, but that knee.
Yeah, Shaw's not. Boy, it is hurt bad.
Jeez.
In his match, in that particular match, you know, he had to stay out there. He couldn't just walk off the mat. And so again, he sucked it up for the team. Testament to who he is, where he's come from.
Unfortunately, you know, that ended my season, and it's kind of made it tough for me to have a good end to my career. But I'm kind of getting back on the mat, and I'd like to get, you know, another opportunity to represent the University of Iowa, put that singlet on. One thing that I always tell myself is, you know your role, do your job. You know, my role is not to be a starter right now, but I've got a job to do. I got to make those guys better. You know, if this is going to be a national championship contender team, then there's got to be more than just 10 guys out there.